You know what?
I
White
hate
County
you.
has a drive-in theater, which is nice. We have one here
really?
too. It's drive-in theaters. If you've got one nearby, they're phenomenal.
Oh no, it's Tippecanoe County. I tripped myself up getting too clever with it. No, it's in Tippecanoe County. But yeah, so White County is one north of it. I do wonder if perhaps the name is not just a passing coincidence, because Indiana, like towns like Whitesville and Whitestown, like it's not a coincidence. They were formed to be exactly what the name says.
What the name sounds like. Yeah, they just haven't gotten around.
But county lines are a different thing, because it's one of those things where like the state was, I think it was like in 1826 was when it was 1824 was brought into the Union. I can't remember. But I found Indiana Beach. It's on it's on Lake Schaefer, but it looks like it's just kind of like a calm spot of the Tippecanoe River. There's also Norway, Indiana, right next to it. Norway, Indiana. North Francis Street, crossing the Tippecanoe River. Look at that. Named after you.
We have Cuba and Nevada, Missouri, which is spelled Nevada, but we call it Nevada.
We have Brazil, Indiana, Brazil, and then, or I think it's Brazil. It might be Brazil. I can't remember. Peru for Peru, Indiana.
Peru,
it's Peru. Yeah. That one I know.
White County offers beer with the mayor.
Cool. The mayor is a cool guy.
He looks, what's the senator, the tall, lanky, bald-headed one that looks like the gravekeeper?
Rick Scott?
Yes, he
From
looks
Florida,
like Rick
former
Scott.
governor of Florida, Rick Scott. Yeah.
Yes, he looks like Rick Scott. I mean, he looks like a politician. What do you want? Mayor and Aaron Sims.
Aaron Sims. Yeah. Here's the thing. I gotta be real with you. Okay. I'm
Okay.
dropping Street View onto these things and looking in towns like Monticello, and I can't remember if it's Monticello or Monticello. Like it's oftentimes like it's not pronounced the way you think. It's like the town is how the town mispronounces the foreign word it's based on is like a shibboleth to tell people that you're not from there and they can be mean to you. But okay, it kind of yeah. I mean, it's no Terre Haute, I'll tell you that much.
We'll get to Terre Haute, don't worry.
Looking at it, I'll be real, man. Like, yeah, when I look at some of the things like the state roads and places around here, the main streets and stuff, I get this feeling that's like it's not nostalgia and it's not homesickness, but it's a profound sense of recognition. But it's like recognition mixed with just a tidbit of despair, if you know what I mean. Because like, I'd like to be from a place that doesn't suck, but this is where I'm from. And so like all this stuff is so incredibly familiar, you know what I mean? Like not just that I've been on these roads, many of them I have been, but it's also just like, it just has that feel, that look, everything about it. Like I remember what it's like. And
God, Monticello is not near fucking anything.
no, it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's
Chicago, Fort Wayne, and Indianapolis are all the same amount of like hour and a half drive away.
No, I mean, because being from there, I know what it's near, and it's near Lafayette. And Lafayette's not great, but Lafayette's at least more of a city than Kokomo.
Yeah.
Because Kokomo is interesting. You see Kokomo on the map, and it looks like it would be the same size, like same big city as Lafayette. But having been through Kokomo before, like it's got the same sort of courthouse town square that Bloomington has and that Bedford has. And like last time I was there, like 75% of the shops in that town square area were like boarded up.
I heard a rumor that Kokomo, Indiana is actually the song that the Beach Boys, the city that the Beach Boys were singing about in the Kokomo. Like it's supposed to be tongue in cheek about how like, oh, it sounds nice, but it's a shitty place.
Yeah. Why would you want to go to Aruba or Jamaica when you could go to Kokomo, Indiana?
Yeah. I don't think there's a Kokomo anywhere else. How about French Lick?
Once again, I've been to French Lick because French Lick is the French Lick Casino is basically like around West Baden Springs and French Lick. This is there's two tourist sites in that part of Indiana. One is Paoli Peaks. It's the only like place where you can kind of ski in the winter. It's not exactly a mountainous state. And French Lick has a sulfur hot springs. And so in the 1920s, they built this like big resort, like, you know, sort of Gilded Age / not quite Gilded Age, but Gas Age, Jazz Age resort hotel. And it's got this weird, if I remember correctly, yeah, I'm not wrong. So it has this old kind of like strange faded glory kind of vibe to it. But I'm going to see if I can find the exact one because I'm not joking when I say this. I believe that it was done. I mean, you got to look at the French Lick Casino on Google Maps because for all the pictures of slot machines and stuff, like some of these will give you a sense of the scale of this place. It is massive because in the sort of affordable tourist air travel or driving for that matter, and certainly in the pre-air conditioning era, these kinds of things were really popular as like vacation places. And so these things were built to accommodate huge numbers of people during tourist season. And so if you go on Indiana Avenue and you look at, or actually it's just north of that, basically the kind of like entry road to French Lick Casino, you'll see what I mean, that it has this very strange look to it. of like domed roofs and stuff. And it looks like they may have remodeled it since the last time I was there was over 20 years ago. I mean, I don't think I could drive yet. I think I was in driver's training, but my brother was had his driver's license. So this would have been like 2000.
Oh my God. Is it a fake fucking riverboat?
It's done in a Moorish revival style. So it kind of looks like a fucking mosque.
Oh, I'm looking at something else. I'm looking at a fake riverboat casino.
Maybe I gotta see if I can find pictures where we can see the entrance to it because it's just there's this stuff. It just has this bizarre.
Okay, I see. Oh my God, yeah.
The French Lick Springs Hotel is an example of this too. Like they're huge. They're fucking massive because they were built, in the era when like lots of people would come, from all around the region as just like a holiday place, like in the summertime and so on and so forth. Or in the winter, they had the hot springs and baths and stuff. It's also it's in kind of like a hilly. It's not mountainous at all, but it's like hills and draws and creeks and stuff nonstop. Like Southern Indiana is really like that. It's bizarre.
It's called the
dude.
West Baden Dome.
Is it the West Baden Dome? Let me see. Was it West Baden Springs is the really big one? There's so many of these hotels down there. I can't remember which one I stayed in.
The French Lick Casino / West Baden Dome is what I'm looking at. And I think that's what we're discussing here, where it's got like you could repel siege towers from this fucking thing.
Oh, well, it's West Baden. Okay, West Baden Springs Hotel is the one where it genuinely looks like a mosque. It's so strange. Also, there's a pool where there's like a glass dome, and I swear to you, it's got like you can hear people's whispers, kind of like reflecting sound vibe to it. And there's like theaters and stuff. Like I said, these were built on a scale that suited the demand at the time, but now it's like, what?
The inside of this dome looks like that horrific prison architecture where you build a
the panopticon.
Yeah, where everything's in a circle and you just have a guard tower in the middle. Like it's just one big circle that you can stare into everybody's room. You can watch everybody fuck.
The first thing that comes to mind for you is you're like, I saw all of the hot springs, 1920s opulent hotels of Southern Indiana, and all I could think of was Michel Foucault's Panopticon.